Hello from Audantic. I'm going to walk you guys through a piece of Flip Intel that is probably one of the most fun things to do. It's even got a fun name. It's the Tables of Truth. It's an investor deep dive, and we're going to hop in. Thought that sounded kind of Indiana Jones-ish, and so we're going to take you on a little adventure in finding out everything that you'd want to know about an investor, maybe more. Let's take a look. Now, let's say that an investor calls me up. And he's super ambitious. He tells me he's got a great history of doing deals. He's got a fast crew. He's got a good operation. And he's got some documents that prove it. But I'm interested in finding out my own truth. I want the tables of truth. So what I'm going to do is I might come in here and I can search and filter by sale date, name, profit, property, state, county, built, their mailing address, even the deed type. What I'm going to do for right now, by the way, I can use all kinds of different starts with, ends with, do a really good job of helping the county out because they're typically not too good at documenting. So I'm going to go ahead and populate this with this gentleman here because I've looked at this before. And I'm going to come down to county and I'm just going to choose Hillsborough. Okay, that's where this cat resides. And I don't know him, so Robert, if you're watching, you're doing a good job out there. I'm going to come up here and hit run, and what I'm going to see in a couple clicks of a mouse is that I'll see his volume. Oh, there's his volume. Looks like in April he did 3 deals, in May he did 6, and he exited another 2 in June. By the way, these are all exits, so we're seeing what's happening on the back end of that, and if I wanted to know something about it, I can. I'll show you in just a minute. But I can see what his lengths of ownerships are. They're pretty consistent, I can see, this one you have for 51 days. Over here you have this for 81 days. This one you have for 386 days. Sure is a long time. I might ask him a question or two about that. I can also see his margins. They're reasonably consistent, I suppose. But, if I see that he's being really consistent with his margins, I know he's making pretty conservative decisions. Same with days on market, unless they're really short. So let's say that I'm looking at this. I say, okay, well, here's his margins, pretty consistent, his days of ownership, and his volume. Now, if I wanted to look at this, I'd simply click on it, just like that. It would bring up all the deals that happened in that month. If I wanted to look at him, I said, okay, well, let's take a look. I don't really know anything about Robert, so I might click on this and just quickly do a quick search on him. And there we go. That was pretty easy, huh? Yeah. So that's how that would work. Now, let's say that I wanted to, let's go back in here for just a second. Let's say I wanted to know about the property in general. That seems kind of like a neat thing to look at. I might just do the same thing. I'd click on this property address, and it would bring up a Zillow link for me, and really quickly I could go in there and take a look. This one doesn't have a picture, but often they do. So that's one way that I could go ahead and take a look at his volume. I could look at his length of ownership in days and his margins really, really quickly. Now let's say that I wanted to see all the deals that he's done. So do the same thing. I'd come over to my filters, different table, different search. I'd come over here and I'd fill out his name. I'd fill out his address there, and I built out this table that tells me all kinds of stuff. And so I'm just going to run it just for why not. And there you are. There's the name, who he borrowed from, the property address, the year it was built, when it sold, sale amount, prior sale date. I can see profit margins, length of ownership. I can see all this in a table. I can also see his mailing addresses. And this is going to come into play in just a second. But I can see, I see a couple different mailing addresses in here. That's pretty common, right? Right. So I'll show you how to use a tool to get around that in a second. Really, again, we're just getting to the truth here. And by the way, I can always click on his name just like I did and the address, take a look. So let's take a look at what's next. Now again, we want to hop down right into the truth of the matter and find out everything that we can. And one thing that we know is that folks, a lot of times will use different names for their LLCs, and a lot of times there's different addresses too. Sometimes that's the county, sometimes it's them, but that's just how it works. We all know that. So what I want to do is quickly find out what different addresses and what different names this gentleman's using. So what I've done is I'd go in here and I'd say, okay, let's count the different mailing addresses and see what these mailing addresses are with this person's name. I might also just look for their name and see how many deals he's done there. And I might also just do both and come over here and take a look at their name and their mailing address. And so I might look at this and say, well, here's his name, and this says he only did 11 deals. But if I look over here, I can see that he did 9 at this address and 2 here. Same if I ran an address search. I might only see 2, but in reality, I can see the truth of the matter right there. And you know what? I'm looking at this and I say, let's see what else is happening. I might want to know who his competitors are. And so I might just say, okay, let's take a look and go ahead and run this. And close up that filter. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I might say, okay, I see all these people with volume. You know what I want to do is I want to go down here and see, where's our friend Robert? Oh, he's right there. There he is, but this only shows 9. But I can see everybody around him. I can see what their volume is, so I can really see who his biggest competitors are. Maybe help him out a little bit. Say, hey, why don't you should take a look at this guy. He's kind of gunning for you there. So I can run right down here, and I can see a couple of addresses for Robert. But I can also see, I can see him here. But if I wanted to, I could see who's around him in volume as well. And I can immediately hop in and I can take a look at them if I wanted to, using the same filters, same exact thing. But it gives me a real good idea of what different names and addresses people are using without having to think too much about it. Now, wouldn't it be easy, and wouldn't life be simple if this were all in one place? Well, dreams can come true, can happen to you. You can come right over here to the investor table, and I'm going to show you guys what would it look like if we just put all of this stuff in one place with the same filters, and voila. Right here, I have all the deals that he's done. I can see his volume right here. I can see his margins. I can see his days of ownership. I can drill into all this, and down here, I can see, again, all those volumes. And I can change all that if I want to. It's all in one place, and there's something here I did not show you yet. Very special. I can see his history with lenders. So I can see that he wasn't using lenders. He was using his own money, and then he ran out of money, and he started using somebody else here. So I can see with anybody that I'm working with how many different lenders they've used, if they've jumped around, which would be interesting, if they're shopping, or if they're just being stable with myself or anyone. So that's all here, and it's all in one spot, all on one page. And again, you can just go ahead and just copy and paste. This is for effect, but I just go ahead and run it. And again, a couple clicks of a mouse, I can see everything that I would ever possibly want to know about this person right here. So it's really that simple. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you're interested in having access to this, just give us a ring. We'd love to talk to you.